Okay, so moving on to the DLT part, let's go into the terminal and go into this 07 and let's say ls to find where we are. Go into code like this. So right now we only have this Jupyter notebook, so let's do it. You need to activate your virtual environment. So let's do DLT init like job search and snowflake like this. So yes. So then I get this. I get a lot of files here. I get this job search py, and here's the default DLT template, which I get, and I will go into .dlt in order to change the secrets. So remember how we, so I won't show you again how we got how we got the different how we got the different things here. So the database, it's basically job ads. This is the one we created. And the password is for the user that we created. So it's extract loader password, and the username extract loader. And for the host, we have we in order to get the host, we went into Snowflake and we did the show. Org, I can show. So we used the use role org admin and show accounts, and then we found the one in the locator URL, and this is what we need to get. So this is the host, but this has been shown in the last lecture already in 06, so I won't show again. We use dev warehouse. And for the role, we use job ads DLT role, which we just created. Right. So now we have done our secrets. So let's move on to jobsearch.py, and let's clean this file up a little bit. So I'll remove all this, and I will check. So I will also remove the source right now. I'll remove this one. And this yield, we don't need that yet. We'll remove this one. We'll remove this part as well. Like this. I'll put pass here for now, to clean this up a little bit. So, and I will actually refactor this a little bit so that we can get this as a function. So first of all, we copy in the things we got from so we can go into API EDA, and if we scroll up here, we see we have this get ads function. I'll copy this one. I'll actually copy this one and the URL, and import request and JSON. So copy this, put it in here. So now we have this underscore get ads, which we'll use in our job search. So I will also move this Alt down button to move it. So I'll move it inside of job search resource. Or actually not here. It has to, this is in the parameters. I'll move it down here. Like this. I'll move this pass. Let's see, this one, this one. Okay, so we have, let's see what we have. So here's the URL, and here is the URL for search, and we'll use this in order to get the ads. So for add in get ads, URL for search, and I will put in some params, the parameters. If you look into this this function, it has the params, right? But I will actually also add in URL for search here. URL for search. So when I do this, we get the URL for search. We send it in here so that this goes through the GET request. So we get our JSON response, right? And the params is the parameters that we send in as well to this GET request. So this I want to send in, and in order to send this in, I will put a parameter here called params, like this. So then I will get, so when I do get ads, I will get this response, this JSON response, and then I will loop this through and I will yield the ad, like this. And also in order to get each ad, I need to have the hits, right? We remember that it was a dictionary, and in that dictionary they have a key called hits, and in that hits it's a list, and the value is a list of a lot of ads. So then if it's a list of a lot of ads, then I can loop through each of them and yield them. So I yield the ads one by one. And for now, I'll actually not use append here, I'll use replace in order to make this idempotent. And when we can make it into append later when we extract new data. But if you want to run this several times, you don't want the data to be copied, right? For now. So this is what we have right now. So we have the getAds function. We use the getAds function in order to and then find out each of the ads, and we yield the ads. So this is what this resource does. And so we will use this in our pipeline when we run our pipeline. So let's do like this. I will create another function to refactor this a little bit. Run pipeline. And in this pipeline, I want the query and I want the table name. And here I move this part up to this function. So this pipeline, it's called job search. It will have the destination of Snowflake and the configuration we set in the secrets.toml. And we have the dataset name. This is the table name. No, this is not the table name. This is the schema actually. So it should be called staging because we created the staging schema, right? And I will have here params equals to this dictionary Q for querying. So I want to put in the query here, and I want to have a limit. Let's limit it to 100 for now. This can be changed later on when needed. So load info is basically this part here. I'll copy this one. So copy paste it here and remove the source here. So here we will put in the resource. So job search resource params equals to params, and we have the table name equals to table name, like this. So then I can print this load info, print load info, like this. So this runs this pipeline. So the run of this pipeline, it will use this job search resource to get the data, and it does the get request through the get ads, right? And then it will yield each ad. And when it yields each ad, it will store it in the destination in Snowflake, which we have the schema name as staging. So staging is basically a landing zone for our data. So we want it to land in staging, and so that we in the later on can do transformations based on the raw data. So now what is left? Well, let's remove all this like this, and we will do some cleaning here. We'll do some so basically this is I'll explain why I do this. I think I explained it last time, but I will import from pathlib import add. So this is basically we need to be in this folder where we have so we need to be in this code folder when we run this in order for a DLT to find the secrets and do the correct configurations. So we do os.change there. We change the directory to working directory, and then we do a query equals data engineer. So this query we did before, and we have table name equals data field job ads. So I called it like this because then in this job ads, in this table, we could also add more than data engineering roles. We could add data science and data analyst and BI, etc. So now I run this pipeline. I use the function, I put in query, and I put in the table name as arguments. And we see that we need to import OS as well. So import OS. So I run this. So click the run button. And there's some error. Let's see why. I'm processing with exception. Insufficient privileges to operate on database job ads. Okay, interesting. Let me debug this. Okay, now I've debugged, and I found that the error was due to an old pipeline, which so I ran this before and tested it several times. And when I did that, I used the pipeline name job search, and in that I created several previous runs. And after doing that, and then I dropped the database, and now we're using exactly the same name again, and then I'm using this pipeline again. There are still some metadata in this pipeline that are doing different things which we don't have privileges to do. So in order to clean this up, we need to go into the pipeline and go into where this pipeline file is stored and actually delete it. Probably you don't need to do this because you're running this for the first time, but you can take a look at what I mean and when I'm doing it, so that you kind of understand that the things from DLT is not magic. It's saved somewhere, right? So it's saved locally. So let's go into find the pipelines. So we go into cd tilde slash .dlt like this. So now I'm in .dlt folder and list we see pipelines, so cd pipelines, and here if I do ls we list these are folders of all the different pipeline names which I've had. You see I've tried different types, so I've had job ads, job annons, job search, etc. But since we used job search before, now we can use job search again. But however, it's important that this is not there if I have changed different permissions and other things. So in order to make it clean, I will do rm/rf job search like this. So now I don't have this this folder anymore. So I can list. I could do grep job, for example, and we see that we don't have job search here. Okay, so now when I remove this, I can run this pipeline. So run it. I can clear the terminal and wait for the results. So basically it's loading the data. So that's why it takes a while. Right. So now you see that we don't get this insufficient privilege error. So here we have Snowflake destination, use this, store data, and it loaded some data without failed jobs. So then we can now create a new worksheet. So I create a new worksheet here. Let's call it check loaded data. That's equal. Let me go to my notes. Yes, so here basically use role job ads DLT role. How can I do this? Well, I gave this role to myself as a user, so Coction has this role. So I'm using this role, and I'll use the database, or actually I can do it I can use database job ads. Run this one. Show schemas. Here we have staging and information schema. Perfect. Let's show tables in schema staging like this, and we see here. So database name. There's a lot of tables inside of this database job ads, inside of the schema staging, and basically this is the data that came in when we loaded. However, the table that we will work with is this data field job ads. So, and here you see some metadata from DLT. Which stores the loads, the state, and the versions. So let's check the data here. So we can do describe desk table staging dot data field job ad. Oh, sorry. I managed to change it to Jinja's equal again. So, and here you can see this is the, so when we loaded it, Snowflake infers the data type. So we see that, okay, our relevance, it was a number, so it became a float. It was actually a decimal number, so it became a float. ID was a string, so it became varchar with this much characters it can store, etc. And we see deadline is some kind of timestamp. And here we have number of vacancies or numbers, right? So these are the types that the Snowflake inferred for us. So now let's do select. Let's see, for example, what did we have? We had headline, we had employer underscore workplace, it's called actually. If you look into here, let's see, here you have headline, right? And you have number of vacancies, you have employer here, employer name and employer workplace. So we take employer workplace, for example, like this, from staging dot data field job ads, like this, right? Run it. No active warehouse, right? So we need to change. We need to use a warehouse. Use warehouse, dev warehouse, like this. Run this one and then run this one. Perfect. Now we have the data. You see, data engineer from If skadeförsäkring. Data engineer from Stena Line. Data engineer spelled like this. Yeah, you can. You have raw data, so probably you need to clean it a little bit. Your data engineer, Python ETL, junior, senior data engineer, etc. And also we could select all the data for fun. Select star from staging dot data field job ads, like this. And here you can see the raw data, which we have in the staging in this table data field job ads. So cool. And with this, we have loaded the data from API, the jobtech API, which gives us access to Arbetsförmedlingens data. We have loaded it into Snowflake, into the staging layer. This is the landing zone, right? So afterwards, we will work with DBT in order to transform the data and transform it according to our data model or our dimensional model, which we will create soon. Yes, thank you and see you in the next video. Bye.